Okay, rude. So mad.
Oh, I hate Black Friday.
Triggered.
I know, my feelings are hurt. Are you guys done? Okay.
And then the next year I found out the tooth fairy wasn't real, and then so on and so on.
I was sitting at the end of the table when everyone was just like done eating or just like sitting around talking, and my uncle started talking about like how my great grandma was when she was younger and how like she was the prettiest woman in Trent and everything. And then he was like, well, she wasn't my relative. Whew! And I was like, did you say you would date grandma but if you weren't together? Like what? So that was interesting. And I didn't know, like the next day I was like, was I so out of it because I didn't feel good, or did he actually say that? And nope, Uncle Jimmy is an actual perf, so.
The kids are sometimes a little crazy. Like one of my cousins is just not a good eater, so he'll get really mad and just be like, no, I will not eat any of this. And I'm like, it's chicken. And he's like, it's not chicken. And he's like, no, it's not chicken, I'm not stupid. And I'm like, oh, you're 3, but okay. One time we were visiting Florida around Thanksgiving, and my grandmother was like, Haley, I have to talk to you. And I was like, okay. And so she pulled me in the dining room, and she was just like, I was like 13. And she was like, I just want to let you know that whenever you marry or have a boyfriend, that there's a possibility you could have ginger babies. So like, make sure you tell your husband that like you could have gingers. And I was like, what? And she was like, it runs in the family, you know, your uncle's a ginger. And then she was like, I just want to make sure like he doesn't question if you've been cheating on him and stuff. So she was like, I just want to let you know that you might have a ginger baby. And I was like, thank you. Thank you for that security.
I'll never forget this because I was really shook, but it was Thanksgiving my freshman year of college. And the summer before college, I went to California for 17 days to see my best friend who moved over there. So I was like, oh my God, my first time out west, blah, 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 blah. So I was obviously at the beach, and I took some pictures at the beach, no big deal. And I guess my mom sent them to my grandma. And fast forward to Thanksgiving, and I see my grandma, and she's giving me a weird look. And I'm like, what's up, grandma? And she goes, your boobs look bigger in pictures. And I was like, thank you. She goes, you were kind of flat-chested in person. I'm like, okay, grandma. I was like, you're the only person who thinks I'm flat-chested considering she's like an E or something. And I was like, everyone's flat-chested compared to you.
Warning, kids, please do not watch this. Like, please, don't watch this. Skip past this part. If you watch this in the video, skip it. I'm telling you, skip it. Me and my sister at my grandma's house, and for some reason, my family, like, every year they expose something that's not real. Like, I don't know what the big deal is about that. But anyway, so we're at my grandma's house, and my aunt was cleaning up because they were going to have guests over for Thanksgiving. And me and my sister are just running around playing. We're talking about what we want Santa to bring us for Christmas. And then, like, she's my great aunt, by the way. She just, like, snaps. She's like, stop saying that. Santa Claus is not real. So me and my sister run out of the room crying to my mom. She was like, why would you tell them that? She was like, because you people need to stop lying to your children. You work hard all year round, and you're just giving some credit to some man that is not real.
One year I went Black Friday shopping with my sister. My sister's very competitive at everything she does, and shopping is no different, and she actually smacked a woman for taking, like, she dropped a pair of shoes that she was gonna buy. Well, she dropped one shoe, and another woman picked it up and said that, like, she had the shoe and wanted the other one, so my sister slapped her.
I've only been Black Friday shopping twice, and the first time was with my aunt, and she would only take me to 2 stores because she didn't like Black Friday shopping because the atmosphere is very intense, especially when you live in a suburban white area. Like, all these entitled white moms need to get their TVs and need to get their shirts, and they need that necklace like right now, like, or they'll kill you. We went to the mall and we went to Aeropostale because if that tells you how old I was when this was happening, I definitely bought at least 3 graphic t-shirts. We also went to Target, where I walked around the entire store for an hour and a half because I knew it was my last store, and all I bought was a copy of The Blind Side. So, one time I was Black Friday shopping 2 2-3 years ago, and I was in Palmetto Moon. And I was like, excuse me, to a pregnant lady, and she pushed me. And then onto the sales rack, and I was like, there we go. And I just like, and she pushed me, was like, you're excused. And I think she was like very pregnant. So I mean, it was the hormones, but my mom just dragged me, and she was like, run.
My worst Black Friday was probably 2 years ago. We went to Walmart, and there are like a lot of people there. My town is small, so everybody knows everybody. So my mom's like, okay, I'm gonna go over here to the like bike section. And so she was like, you go over there to the electronics or whatever. And she was like, I want you to get this tablet. And she like handed me like one of those newspaper things that had it circled. She was like, get this tablet, I'm gonna give you the money, and you get it. So I'm just waiting in line, and I'm looking like why is nobody else here? Like, am I the only one that wants a tablet this year or something? So anyways, this woman, she was like, what are you here waiting for? And I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for this tablet right here. She was like, you didn't hear? And I was like, no. She was like, we already sold out of those. You've been waiting in line for nothing. I waited in line for like an hour and 30 minutes for something they did not have. I was so mad. And then we didn't even leave with the tablet. I don't think we left with anything, actually. I don't think my mom even got the bike.
When I studied abroad in Ireland, the ingredients are different, so we tried to make pancakes, but they were like really thin. So when my roommate went to flip them, it was still liquid, and so when she went to flip it, she did that thing, with the pan, and when she flipped it, the liquid just went everywhere and burned the, what's it called? The burner? Anyway, when we flipped it, the liquid went all on that, and it started to burn, and then the smoke detector went off, and it was raining because we were in Ireland, and it was a really big mess, and our housing people had to come, and the fire department came.
I was trying to make pierogies, which is this authentic Polish meal, and they're kind of like pouches full of cheese. And if you make them really good, they're really thin and really moist and good and awesome. However, I made them, and I skipped 12 steps, I think, and I ended up making some bread balloons with boiling hot cheese inside of them.
We went to my grandma's house on my dad's side, and everything there is always good, and it's always so fun because we have so many cousins on that side. And then fast forward going to my other grandma's house, and at that point I wasn't really hungry, so I was like, I'm just gonna get some mac and cheese. Disgusting, guys. It didn't have any taste. I'm like, okay, maybe I can add some salt, to help it. No, but nobody wants to hurt my grandma's feelings, so we don't tell her. We just eat it anyways, even though it's disgusting.
I definitely remember the funniest thing that I've ever seen us cook was we would take a turkey and shove a beer bottle up it and cook it with the beer bottle in it. It's actually, look it up on Pinterest. That's probably where my family got it.
For some reason, I don't know, we always have green bean casserole, but I feel in New Jersey that's a weird thing that people don't really have at Thanksgiving. And then my mom tried to make a turducken one time. We had pizza, so there's that.
I have never in my life heard of carrot souffle, but it's 10 out of 10. Would highly recommend. Literally, it tastes like pumpkins and cinnamon and sugar. It has these little crunchy flakes on top, and it's the best thing ever. It doesn't even taste like carrots, but I don't know how they make it. They literally just bring it to every Thanksgiving. It's what I look forward to. I hate carrots, but this is the only way they'll get me to eat them.
I'm from West Virginia, which means you gotta have pepperoni rolls. It's literally, you take a roll and you shove pepperonis in it, and that's that. It's so easy a redneck could do it.
One year my family gave up on cooking and they bought us all Walmart steaks. That was yummy.
One year, my house smells like I don't even know what this smell is because I've never smelled it before. I'm like, why does my house smell like this? And nothing in the kitchen is being cooked like this. I go to my dining room and all the food's set out, and I'm like, what is smelling so bad? So everyone finished eating everything. I'm like, why does this house smell so bad? It's no one else notices but me. And finally, I have to go outside to let my dogs out, and I see above my dog's cage, my grandma is cooking chitlins. And if you don't know what chitlins are, they're pig intestines, and they smell so bad. They make everything smell. So, she's just cooking over a crock pot over my dog's cage. And I just want to say, never try it, because I had to try it. I was forced to, because my grandma was getting a little annoyed, but they smell so bad. and they taste like slime. That's all I can describe is they're slimy and they're like gray. They're like, they don't even have like an actual color to them. They're just gray.
My grandma's brother comes up from Florida, and he's like, he cooks all this like weird food, like gumbo and like all kind of like spicy stuff like that. It's not really weird, but like I don't eat that kind of stuff. So like when I did try it, I was just like, yeah, this is not for me. I was thinking it was gonna be like some kind of, cause like it's on Princess and the Frog, so I was like, oh, this might be good, cause like I saw it on Princess and the Frog, like she's from New Orleans, so I was like, yeah, it might be good. Yeah, it wasn't for me.